Just get some stuff organized here. Give folks some time to filter in. Turn up the microphone a little. There we go. Apologize in advance for the noises. Try to keep as much of it out of the way as possible. Perfectly timed ambulance. Other people have ambiance, I have ambulance. I don't expect a ton of viewers on this, but I'm sitting here building anyway. May as well see if anyone wants to hang out while I do. You guys can watch me struggle, inflict pain upon myself for the benefit of putting together something that looks pretty damn cool. Wife will be in and out. She's doing laundry while I monkey around with my toys. I apologize for the quality of the video, but I've got an LED lamp pointed down at my desk so I can see what I'm doing, and it's not conducive to great videography or cinematography. It's got some lo-fi going in the background. If anyone joins in, they can let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. Welcome back, babe. Alright, go ahead and get started. Looks like we're gonna need the B runner first. I haven't actually organized my runners, they're just sitting off to the side here in a, as Victor Borga would say, in a single pile. Let's see. Okay, I actually need the A runner first, not the B runner. Typical. I always forget there's these little steps off to the side that you have to do first, because it makes a single part that you then do for the next one. I always focus in on the step in the center, and then look at it and be like, oh, I have to do another step before I can do this. I'm scatterbrained as fuck. Alright, so which one of these 5 million runners here is the A runner? I see we have a few people in now. I should probably point out what I'm actually building here. We're doing the Master Grade Gundam Barbatos 4th form. Otherwise known as the best form. Alright, which one of these is the fucking... The A runner is typically the one with all the colors. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Apologize for the racket as I move the runners around. Give me a second, I'll check something here. Just a second. What are we looking like? Runners around. Check something here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Just making sure it's all the way it should be. Okay, so first things first. Stop pushing on the V-fin before you break it. I've been through that pain and suffering before. Okay, so in this kit, all the colors are on the E runner, not the A runner. It's not the A runner. God damn it. Which one of these is the A runner? There's so many. Oh, God. It's a disaster. I haven't even started, and I'm already fucking it up. Alright. In my defense, that is almost always the A runner. So, this kid is just weird, but it is Barbatos, so... Really should expect... Okay, these are the A runners. There's A1 and A2 for some reason. It's fine. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. I am a highly trained professional. Okay, let's do this. A19. I'm not going to clean up all the nubs on the inner frame because I never display the inner frame. Oh, welcome to the party, Psychogenesis. Good to have you here. Yeah, I don't stream myself doing this super often, but every once in a while. Let's see, number 17 right there. A lot of people are like, hey, I want to build Gunpla. Should I get, like, the God Hand Nippers? And it's like, yeah, if you want to spend a ton of money on mediocre cutters. I just got... These were like $2 at Harbor Freight. That's what I used to build all my kits, and they work fine. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Had an interesting day. I was helping some of my coworkers with some challenges at work. And I drove down to Hobbytown to get myself a model kit to build. Nope. I had a 50-50 shot and I fucked it up. It's upside down. Okay. This way and this way. And that goes in like this, yes? Is that what they want me to do? It's hard to tell. That looks right. Okay. I built one of these master grade kits last week. I wanted to have the Epion to go with my Wing Zero, and I had a great like pose planned out. I was gonna have them displayed on their stands, going at each other. But that Epion kit, things kept breaking on it like crazy. It's such a hand grenade of a kit, and every time I would fix something, something else would break. So I finally got fed up with it, and it's in my trash can now. Which is a shame, because the thing is beautiful, but it will not hold itself together. It disintegrates under its own weight. So it's regrettable, but that's where I'm at with that one. So I went to get a different kit today and build that instead. And that's how I happened upon Barbatos. It was just sitting there on the shelf. It looked really cool. I've always liked the way the Iron-Blooded Orphans mobile suits look, so I was like, alright, we'll give it a shot. Appointment Frosty, welcome on board. Good to have you. And don't worry about the paint jobs on your minis. I can assure you that mine are worse. I'm not very good at painting minis. I was really good at painting Warhammer figures, oddly enough. They had tons of detail. I was really good at painting those. But those skills did not translate over to doing mechs. I'm still learning on the mechs. The techniques that I use on Space Marines do not make good-looking mechs. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so how does this go together? You put it... I'm going to do that and then rotate it? Is that what they want? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. My goodness. What a complicated little fucker. Okay, and then you get the B10 and the A110. Okay. I do want to clean these up. I know the trouble with Barbatos is that when you build him, a lot of the inner frame is actually exposed. It's kind of the nature of the beast with that design. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. I'll try to show it, but yeah, the light's kind of ruining it. There's a little mark there on my pinky finger. The other day I was cleaning up, this is while I was building that Epion, I was cleaning up the nub marks with my hobby knife, and I managed to physics the fuck out of this thing, and it flipped out of my hands, landed point first into my pinky finger, and it bled like a motherfucker. It didn't hurt super bad, but now I have like a weird sensitivity thing where a part of my finger, if I touch it, it feels like that kind of feeling you get when you press on a bruise. So I think I may have actually damaged a nerve in there. So I guess that's just something I have to live with now. The things we do for our hobbies, right, guys? It's not like I haven't nicked myself enough with my fucking hobby knife. All that for a kit that I can't even display. It was such a disappointment I went out and bought another Master Grade. Because I am totally in control of my finances and my spending habits. I'm a responsible adult who only uses money for things that matter in life. Okay. So they want the little pieces facing upward, and that goes like that. Okay, and then we take the A1 and put it on the other side. I know for a fact this kit has pistons everywhere, which is a cool thing, but it also means that it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to build. The last time I built a kit that had working pistons, it was the Gundam Mark II 2.0, which I've got sitting around here somewhere. That thing had working pistons in the ankles, which is really cool. Oh boy, I'm gonna sneeze. I apologize, that's probably gonna happen a lot tonight. Something is in the air lately that I am allergic as fuck to, because I'm sneezing non-stop. Jesus. It comes in waves. I'll be fine for like hours at a time, and then suddenly, here's 5 sneezes in a row for no reason. Even though nothing has changed in your environment, now you get a free sneezing fit. The new RG Gundam Ver2, I don't know which one you're referring to, but no, I don't build real grades because I don't like them. In my experience, they are very delicate, they fall apart very easily, and they are just a nightmare in general. I don't like them. It's too small for that level of detail. It's just so easy to break those, and they don't hold up well over time. Those inner frames that they come with that are really neat because you trim them off the runner and then you just kind of move them and they snap into place. That's really cool from an engineering perspective, but from like a display perspective, that those joints wear out so quick, and then it's just a floppy mess that you can't pose. So I used to build real grades as a challenge because it was kind of neat just to get them done, but now I just don't like them. Okay, we need to put a piston rod in now. So I should probably point out what we are building for people who are just joining in. We are doing not that real grade. We are doing the Master Grade Gundam Barbatos. And I apologize again for the lighting. I've got an LED light blasting down on my table so that I can see what I'm doing. but it doesn't look very good on camera, so that will be a recurring theme throughout. Okay, now let's get this piston cut out. Part number 1, okay. And now my nose is running like crazy. What the fuck, dude? I was fine literally like 5 minutes ago, and now it's sneezing and nose running out of nowhere. Is this what long COVID is? Yes, it is a master grade. Master grade is kind of my favorite. It's that sweet spot. Let's see. Alright, then when we plug this in where? Here. Okay. Make sure that it's rotated this way, I guess? Is that what they're saying? Okay. Alright. God damn. My nose is running like mad. What the shit? It hasn't been like this all day. Ah, what a disaster. No one is ever gonna watch my channel ever again. It's a nightmare. Alright. Back to the A1 runner. Number 15. Oh yeah, the Leo. Yeah, from Gundam Wing. That's a fun little kit, that high grade. It's very simple, but gets the job done, that's for sure. God, that is such a tiny piece. It's like a little, like some little hoses. See if I can get the camera to focus on it. It's like a little bundle of hoses. Alright, hang on. I gotta grab a box of tissues because this is ridiculous. Just gonna blow my nose. Should pass because, like, again, I've been fine all day, and then just out of nowhere because I've sat down and started talking to people and streaming. So now, of course, everything's gonna go fucking wrong, and I'm gonna fucking lose control of all my faculties. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, guys. Grab myself a drink. Alright, that should be a little better at least. Got myself a drink while I was at it. Ooh, HG Camphor. The Camphor is a great mobile suit, and the high grade's not a terrible kit. It's aged surprisingly well, as I recall. I built that back in college, and I really liked it at the time. The Camphor is my favorite Xeon mobile suit. How does this go on there? Like this? Like that? Okay, yeah, like that. Interesting. Don't really see why that couldn't have been molded into one of those pieces, but hey, I get that parts count up somehow. Okay. So there's that turbine. This is for the chest. So if you've seen what Barbatos looks like, he kind of has these big turbines, essentially one in each titty. And these are neat because like that center rotor actually spins freely. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not, but oh, yeah. Yeah, the rotor on the inside actually spins. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the high-grade Comfer is great. The master grade badly needs an update. It's okay, but it's not very... It's not up to modern standard by a long fucking shot. Okay, let's see. I've been kind of going back into Gundam lately. Earlier this morning I decided I'd start rewatching Turn A Gundam because it's what I consider to be like the peak of Gundam. Like after that point, it really just it wasn't the same after that. And going back and rewatching those first two episodes, it felt like coming home after a long day of work and just wrapping yourself up in your favorite blanket and laying down on the couch, you know? Like, imagine it's like 10 degrees outside, right? And snowing like crazy. And you just, like, wrap yourself up in your blanket and with a good book on your couch where it's nice and warm. You can look out the window and see the snow falling and just feel comfortable. And that's what I felt like while watching those. Like, it was really nice. Like visiting an old friend. I hadn't watched it since college, is the thing. I blazed through a ton of Gundam series when I was in college. I was obsessed. And Turn A was one of those series. I just kind of blew through it, barely even taking notice of it as I did. And, like, I knew it was good. I was enjoying it. I liked the writing. I liked the characters. It was the one I enjoyed the most out of all the others, but I didn't really take the time to properly process it and appreciate it. So going back and seeing that not only does it hold up, it's even better than I remember, like that's pretty cool. B11. Oh, that's right, there's two B runners. And they're not B1 and B2, they're just two identical B runners. Okay. So for those who don't know, Gunpla is organized by the runner and the part number. So the runner will have a letter molded into the top there, so this is B. And then each part on the runner, will this show up? Probably not. Yeah, you can see. They have their own individual numbers for the part. Most folks will know that. If you've ever built a model kit before, they're more or less the same in that way. So typically what you want to do is you want to cut the sprue away from the plastic part a bit, and then come in with a hobby knife and clean up the nub mark. That helps make the plastic look a little more uniform when you're done. And if you really want to go at it, you can take a file to it. I never bother with that. That's a lot of time on each part, and frankly, I ain't got that kind of time. doing this right? Come on now. Aha! Did it. Okay, cool. Hey, Dingle. How you doing? Good to see ya. And Luke Johnson, welcome aboard. The Master Grade Barbados was your first Master Grade? So you're new to Master Grades then, relatively. This one came out not that long ago. I've been building Master Grades for, I think, 8 years now, was when I built my first one. My first one was the Master Grade Tall Geese, which is a great kit, though it's one of the wing Master Grades. They have their own series of problems, like the fucking swappable fingers. Those things have always sucked ass. But that was a decent kit to start with, and then I built the Master Grade RX-782 version 2.0, not the 3.0, because the 3.0 sucks ass, and the 2.0 actually looks like it's from the anime. In fact, I've got it sitting on... Let me go grab that. I'll show you guys what I mean. He's not in a particularly impressive pose at the moment. We'll show him off. Again, the light's going to be murder on it. It's that bright LED, which is nice for building, but not nice for cameras. But we'll show him off here. The Master Grade 2.0. Specifically designed to look like it stepped out of a frame of the anime, as opposed to just greebling it to hell and back. The 3.0 adds so much, like, extra detail. Let me turn off the lamp. Let's show it off that way, yeah. The 3.0 version has tons and tons of extra detail all over every conceivable surface, which is cool if you want to build, like, a real robot version of it, but, like, when I build a kit, it's because I want to have a physical version of something that I saw in one of the shows and I liked in the show. So, I don't really need tons of excess detail. I just want it to be what I remember seeing. And the closer it is to what I saw on screen, the better. Butt flap is... Whoop. Okay. His booty is acting up. Hashtag relatable. It's actually a really cool kit, especially for when it came out. Lots of features on it. Oh, there, it came off entirely. The skirts are a little finicky sometimes. Let's just plug that back in. The back skirts are kind of on a loose ball joint. Doesn't really like to... There we go. Yeah, that's fine. My favorite feature has always been the core fighter. Just like it did in the anime. Pop the torso off. You got this little thing inside. And there you go. Got the little core fighter. Which I've always thought is cool. It even has like little missile launchers that flip up. I had to get my hobby knife out to do it because the gap is so tiny, but you can flip these little things up. And he's got little missile launchers on the back. I love that. So yeah, that's the idea. Like, I want to have something in my hands that I saw in the show itself. So that's why the 2.0 I think is the best version of the original Gundam to get. There's also the high grade Revive, which is basically the same thing but in high grade form. Doesn't have as much detail, doesn't have a core fighter obviously because it's 1/144th scale. But that's the best way to go at that scale. But at this scale, absolutely best to have the 2.0. And there. Just wonderful kit. Decent posability. You can do some pretty cool stuff with them. These beam sabers are a little crooked. Really solid build. And one of my favorite kits, just in general. I love it. I've built this like 3 or 4 times. I just love this thing so much. I like going back to it. I've had different versions of it, like the G3 Gundam is based off of this kit. And I love the way the head looks on it. It's just so it's so quintessential 70s anime. It's perfect. So that guy can sit over there while I build this. Hope they do more RE100 for the more obscure units. I wish they'd just give them master grades. Back in the day, they just made master grades for everything. Those RE100 kits are kind of dog shit. They're not bad kits. Dog shit is too strong a term. They're not bad kits. They're just boring because it's basically just a high grade, but at 1/100 scale, and they look cheap. They look toyish, and if you put them next to your master grade, like, you can tell that there's a big difference. So, like, I had that issue because one of my favorite Gundams is the Alex Gundam because I love War in the Pocket so much. And I got the Alex, and I was hoping that they do the Zaku FZ in master grade. Well, they didn't. They did RE1/100 scale. And I look at the reviews for it, and everyone's like, yeah, it's a good kit. But I look at... They pose it next to the Alex Gundam, and the difference in quality is so blinding to me. It's just... I couldn't do that. I couldn't put it on my shelf. I wouldn't feel good having them next to each other on the shelf. So if I wanted to, like, recreate the end of the anime, it would look terrible, because that just the plastic it's made out of looks so much cheaper, and it has so much less detail on it. I wouldn't want it. If they could make, like, the outer shell have enough detail so that they looked like master grades, just without all the extra bells and whistles, I'd like them a lot more. But they just look like high grades that have been upscaled, and they're always made from really cheap plastic. They just don't look good next to your master grades. So the difference in quality is night and day. I've only ever built one of them, and it was the Vidar from Iron-Blooded Orphans, oddly enough. I think that one just got a regular master grade. And, like, that one, it was a decent kit, but, like, when you take... There are certain compromises you can make at 1/144 scale that don't really show up because it's so small, but when you blow up that same kit to 1/100th scale, those little imperfections become a big deal. The lack of detail becomes a lot more of a bigger deal at a bigger size. So when I'm building that Vidar and I get it done, I'm just like, man, this thing looks so fucking cheap. And I couldn't get it to look good on my shelf. And, like, Vidar is just a cool looking mobile suit. That's why I bought it. It's the coolest looking mobile suit in IBO, but that kit just doesn't look very good. Big part of it was the type of blue plastic they chose. It just looked so toyish. And I ain't got the time to fucking custom paint these things. I've done it on a couple of kits, but not super frequently. Not if I can avoid it. I prefer for the kit to just be the right color out of the box. It's a selling point of Gunpla is that you don't have to paint it. So if a kit comes out that I have to paint to get looking good, I'm just not interested. Let's get this other piston on here. He's got a piston cup. He did what in his cup? I do like these chrome pistons. Like that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Plug that into there. Perfect. Alright, and now I need number 16. Full Mechanic series meant to replace the RE100. Yeah, I don't like the Full Mechanics either. At least with Barbatos, like, when that kit came out, it was okay. It was fairly unremarkable, but that thing became such a disaster. It just... The plastic they used, the joints got so weak that it just became a floppy spaghetti mess. Again, like, it's all about trying to have a master grade without having a master grade. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to have a master grade kit without spending the money to develop a master grade kit. And what you end up with is a really shitty kit when you do that. Ugh, God damn it. Alright. There we go. Okay. So that we've done that, we have two different little lobes there. Let's see, A13. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, I need to put one on 22 first. Let's do that. Do you think Battletech should have model kits? I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know how much of a demand there would be for that, but, like, I'd buy them. Question is, like, that becomes a question of quality, though. Because model kits require precision manufacturing, and that's just not something that the companies behind Battletech are able to do. So I don't think that we'd get very good ones. Most hated Battletech mech designed by FASA. I don't know. I can't think of any that I particularly hate. There's some that I'm fairly indifferent toward, but I don't think there's many mechs out there that I have vitriol against. I do remember Battletech had a tie-in with Kinex for a while, but Kinex was kind of a failing building toy. I had Kinex as a kid, but I hated it. I didn't like building with it because you had to push the pieces so hard to get them to fit together. It wound up hurting my hands. It physically hurt to build with Kinex. No, the Lego King Crab is not official. Favorite war to research? Probably Third Succession War. No, I will not elaborate further. I think the Lego King Crab is part of that, like, Lego Ideas thing that they do. Where you can, like, vote on things to get made into sets. Okay, so that piston goes into that track there. That's gonna be tricky. Okay, let's try it out. Oh, well, shit. Oh, come on. Don't be that way. There we go. Alright, well that was a little touch and go there. Alright, I'm just gonna grab that box of tissues and keep it here. What the fuck, dude? I'm not sick or anything. I don't have a cough. I don't have a fever. I'm sneezing randomly, and then my nose runs like a fucking river. I don't know what the hell the deal is. Yeah, I don't have a cold. It's just sitting here. I'll be fine for like a while, and then I'll just sneeze huge out of nowhere, and then my nose will run like crazy. So, no idea why. Jesus Christ. That is so annoying. I can already feel another fucking sneeze coming on. Because I've cleaned up after the last one, so now it's gonna try and hit me again. This fucking dumbass shit. Alright, which one of these is the fucking Sea Runner? God damn. So many runners. Okay, there's C1. Is that what I need? I need C1? No, just C. C1, C2, and then there's just regular C? What? What is this? How is this organized? $24. Okay, so yeah, it's just weird. I've moved over to the next page, so I gotta move all the shit over here. Okay. Okay, and then that pegs in. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, that is a pain in the ass. Oh, that's... Oh, dear. Can I get it? That is fiddly as hell. Is it in? Can we get it? Is that good? Is this good for you? Is this as good for you as it is for me? Alright, I'm gonna call that good. So they have me, like, put this little piece in on the back where that piston goes in. It doesn't seem to be a joint there. I don't really know what the point of that was, but hey, there you go. Oh god, what is this? What is going on here? C22. Okay. Fuck it, we ball. Let's try it. This is your first Gunpla? Oh god, no. No, I've been building Gunpla for years. This is the Master Grade Barbados 4th form. Far, far from my first. I have a massive bin full of Master Grades because I don't have enough physical space to display all the ones that I own. Oh, that's how they're doing. Oh, that is weird. Okay, so this runner, we have the C runner, right? Then it says C2. But that's not the C2 runner. This is the C2 runner, and it's different from this one, but just barely. What the fuck, dude? And the manual just calls for C. Like, not 1 or 2, just C. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Put this on. And that just kind of floats in there. It doesn't really peg in properly. Oh, who joined? Who's there?
Your worst nightmare.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you bring donuts?
What's up?
I'm streaming a Gunpla build at the moment. Oh, it's Marsk. Alright.
And sorry for laughing like a jackal.
There are worse things. Okay, so I guess this piece is gonna overlap.
There are, but that's still up there.
Oh, you built the real grade Epion. Oh, my condolences. I just recently finished with the Master Grade Epion, and it was such a nightmare. It kept breaking. Like, pieces of it actually started physically breaking because the plastic isn't strong enough to support the weight. So, that kit is in my trash can now. That's the reason why I have this one, is because that one disintegrated on me, and I got tired of dealing with it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just get a different kit and build that. Son of a bitch, get in there. Alright. Aha! Okay, so that's what holds... That piece I just put on the front is what actually holds these in place. Gotcha. Unfortunately, the pistons themselves like to rotate out of position. There's nothing much I can do about that. That just is what it is, my gamers. We've got the beginnings of the chest unit here. Is that? That doesn't look like it's centered. Doesn't look like it's centered at all. Does this rotate? No. Why isn't it centered? It's gonna really bother me. I'm gonna have OCD about it. It's off center. Why? Why is it off center? What did I do wrong? Okay, no, it does twist a little bit. Okay. Alright, fuck it, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. As I build it, it'll be fine. That will be just fine. Yeah, I think it's designed that way. So it'll be fine. Barbatos is weird. It's weird like that. When you think of industrial mech pushed into combat roles, it's dumb. Because an industrial mech that you've strapped weapons to is not only worse than a tank, but also harder to build and more expensive. It's a stupid idea from the Dark Age that should never have happened. It's dumb. It's lame. It doesn't fit Battletech.
I mean, technicals are a thing.
Yeah, well, like, strap a gun to a pickup truck, you know? But industrial mechs are big, heavy, expensive, and not good at combat. They're practically worthless as combat units. You know,
To be fair,
I
do think industrial mech.
A technical, you can get some
units,
use out
but
of.
I
But
also
like
think that
an
there should be
industrial
a lot
mech
more grand
is
strategy in Battletech.
absolutely ass. It's a terrible idea. Got some gold plastic. Oh, they undergated it. That's interesting.
I do seem to recall there being rules though for using actual industrial mech industrial equipment for its intended purpose too, though. Like for literally changing the geography of the map.
Yeah. Ones that have like a crane for an arm. Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them.
Yeah, there's like a logging one you can use to remove trees from the map.
It's so dumb.
I always thought that was a cool use for them.
Better way to remove
Like
trees
using
from
them
the
for their
map is a
actual
fucking
intended
fire starter,
purpose.
because you can use that as offense and defense as well. Let's see, hang on.
I think there were rules for being able to use them to add a runway, to build a runway for aerospace fighters.
Yeah, that's just silliness. Let's see. Okay. Alright,
Hey,
so
not
now we
really.
gotta actually put the
That basically
pilot
makes
into the
them-
cockpit. So let's put this over here. We don't need that right now.
Using them as gigantic CBs kind of sounds like a cool concept for a tabletop session to me. Laying down bridges, all that sort of thing.
You don't need rules for that.
Altering the terrain in your favor.
You don't need any rules for that
There
kind
are
of
rules
thing.
for it, I believe.
Yeah, but you don't need them. There's no point to all that.
Well, I mean, you have to.
That's part of the problem with BattleTech is they want to simulate everything. And it's like, you don't need rules for that. That's just a thing that happens. Don't worry about it. It's not worth it.
I mean, me and I disagree. I like the idea of simulating everything.
That's gay.
But I'm also painfully aware, though, that I am not. I am neither a typical TTRPG person or a typical war games person, and the things I like tend to bore both to tears.
There comes a point where you have to just hand wave and be like, yeah, whatever. But let's be real, when industrial mechs were introduced, there was no intent to simulate anything. They were just there as a thing to do because they thought it would be cool. It wasn't until later that they tried to add like a simulation aspect to it. And that point, it's like, why do you have industrial mechs? Because you're now playing in an era that has mechs available, so use those.
Well, to be fair, BattleTech's always been a random bullshit simulator.
It's also been a fairly grounded
That's why you
sci-fi
take all
universe,
bloody
which is
night, halfway
a big part of the fun.
game.
So I've never understood why anyone would want to field that shit. It's like, yeah, go back to fucking Exo Squad.
I know people who do.
Oh yeah, I do too.
I've had a few people ask me if I could. I've had a few people ask me if I could model some industrial mechs. I've actually considered it.
It's supposed to snap in there? What? How? How is that supposed to go in? It doesn't go in. Oh, it does. Okay. Interesting. And that swings down. Okay, so that's the cockpit mechanism. Cool. And now we can put that on here, I guess. Yeah, we can. Like that. Alright. That's pretty cool. Oh, someone else joined.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's Oswald. Welcome. I'm streaming a Gunpla build on the channel right now.
Oh, cool.
God, there are so many pistons on this thing. Okay, B-17. It's probably going to be a white piece. No,
Does that mean you don't have a pot to piston?
One of these days I will murder you. You know that, right? And you'll be like, why are you doing this? I'll be like, you remember that time you made a joke about pistons? That's why.
Yes, it's not
That joke right there. That's
picking
why.
up what I say.
I hear you just fine.
This is latency. I'm going to turn off the mute.
Oh, gotcha.
I was listening to the YouTube feed, which is like 40 seconds behind.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that there. Now I need to get a couple of these piston rods. Let's see here. These are parts 4. And they want that to go where? There? That's not a good spot for it. Okay. Hey, you the boss. You the boss. Oh, here we go again.
Got another primer on the bullpen?
No, not for now. If people actually watch them, I might make them again. Nah, I'll put one out at some point, but they don't perform very well anymore. Yeah, it's kind of what I built my channel on it, but the past several have been wildly underperforming.
I think it's because, well, part of it might be the algorithm because you haven't been doing it, and since you've started and have kind of stopped or kind of slowed down there's been an influx of new YouTube channels that have been doing it.
Yeah. My thunder has been thoroughly stolen, which is fine, because I make videos that get plenty of views, but I have to resort to more of the other kinds of content.
Rage baity.
You know, talking about other aspects of the hobby itself as opposed to just lore.
Uh-oh, he's going full porn.
Yeah, I'm gonna open my OnlyFans. That'll get the viewers in. People totally want to see my fat ass naked.
Actually, I was thinking of like fan fiction writing, stuff like that.
And to answer your question, E2, no,
Really
I don't think that BattleTech should have mechs with tank treads because BattleTech has tanks. Like, just make a tank at that point. You've taken all the advantages out of being a mech. Just use a tank.
That's why I can't stand quad Vs.
Yeah.
It's like, take a stand, man. One or the other.
Imagine if battle... Yeah, I do. I do imagine if battle sometimes. I usually go, yeah. And that's about the end of it. I assume that sentence got cut off early. Okay, well now I've set down a runner and I don't know where I put it. Where the fuck did I put that runner? God damn you. Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Yes.
It's our lot in life.
There we are.
So, anybody want to talk about the
No.
rather... Okay.
Dude, finish what you're saying. I'm just kidding. What were you saying?
Oh, just the absolutely terrible round of golf Trump had today.
Oh, yeah. Lol. I don't know about, you know, how he was doing, but somebody certainly had a swing and a miss. And SKS, too. Just disrespectful.
Thought it was an AK. Or was it one of those SKSs with one of those stupid ass duck mags?
I don't know.
We were also
The picture
assuming that
picture
your
I
average
saw was
report
definitely
tell
of an
the difference.
SKS. I don't know if that was the real picture or not,
Reporter
but
can't tell the difference between
that was
AK
the
and
image that
AR,
I was
much
shown.
less an SKS.
More pistons. Oh, goody gumdrops. Alright, gotta blow my nose again. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Okay, where were we? A16. It's this runner here, I believe. That's not A16. Oh yeah, no, it is. Okay. It looked really weird. The angle they showed at. Okay. Goes there. D1, 2. Having a crossover? No. Gundam and Battletech should not have a crossover. Crossovers are really stupid.
I've seen art of them.
Crossovers are almost always a terrible idea. Because, especially in this case, the Battletech universe and Gundam universe operate on totally incompatible tech bases and power levels.
Yeah, G-forces don't exist in Gundam.
Well, depends on which Gundam, but yeah. Also, it's worth noting that Gundam beam cannons, there is no weapon in Battletech that even remotely compares to what one of those can do. It has no equivalent. And that's just the basic weapon that that Gundams tend to be equipped with.
Does it? Does.
So the universes are completely and totally incompatible, and you should not try to mash the two together. I see people all the time being like, well, what would this equate to in Battletech rules? Nothing. Nothing. It doesn't equate to anything. It's a completely different universe. It's completely different tech. It has no analog. Like, well, it looks like it's comparable to an AC5 or an AC10. No, it's not comparable to either of those. You're just an idiot. If you want a good example of just how destructive beam weapons are, watch the second episode of Turn A Gundam. One of those being fired at ground level is basically a nuke. Like, it travels miles and miles and miles and sets the ground on fire, blows trees over, vaporizes people, knocks trains off their tracks. Like, that's just the basic weapon that you're dealing with.
Yeah, it's also like thousands of years in the future, isn't it?
It is, but it's using tech from that era.
I think it's just insane.
Most of the mechs in Turn A Gundam are actually one-year war technology. Zaku's are used through a good chunk of that show.
Ubiquitous Zaku.
They give them some weird French-sounding name, but yeah, they're Zaku's. Okay, so this piece doesn't want to peg in properly. And these go...
Reminds me of a game I played
Damn it. Get in there.
on the PlayStation. Where it's like in the future where you had to dig up mechs and use them against each other. It wasn't the Big O, but it was kind of based on the same thing.
There we go. There's the neck piston. Jesus. Alright. Well, that was a slight nightmare, but we got it. Okay. Tightly fit the parts as far as they will go, it says. Okay. That was the plan. That's good. That's good advice for many things in life. But just to clarify, I'm not talking about like the Turn A Gundam's Moonlight Butterfly thing. That's a doomsday weapon, yes. In the second episode, they shoot a basic beam weapon and show the effect that the basic beam weapon has. Ooh, almost dropped it. Oh, oh, oh. Oh boy.
Reminds me of those Mark III sniper, GM snipers, the one that has this ridiculous power or cooling system that's like a giant backpack that has to drag around with tubes and shit. It's ridiculous. Because otherwise, it's a really badass looking GM.
It is.
It's one of the Shoji Kawamori designs. Back before he started making mechs out of toothpicks.
Yeah. I don't see why that couldn't have been molded into that other piece. Not sure why that had to be a separate piece, Bandai. Batman, there's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. Yeah, if you tried to stat out Gundam and Battletech, you would have to just give them insanely high values for everything. And I think that's dumb. Not everything needs to be statted out. Sometimes you can just be like, yeah, that's its own thing, and then leave it alone and enjoy it separately. Revolutionary concept, I know.
If you're a weaponry autist, you literally can't do that.
That's a personal problem and a skill issue. God fucking damn it, get in there, you
No,
bitch.
it's a condition.
Skill issue. There we go. Got it. Stay. Stay. You want to try statting out Gundams in BattleTech? Try doing some of the shit that they show off in Gundam Wing. You want a rifle so powerful it can one-shot a continent-sized space colony? Yeah, write that up in BattleTech terms, bitch. Or maybe try doing like those nanomachines from Awakening of the Trailblazer, Gundam 00. Like, yeah, just the things that can assimilate any technology and instantly make their own version of it. Kind of like
thinking about how you
kind of like the Borg on
Minovsky
crack.
particle.
Like, yeah, stat that up, simulate that. Let's fucking go, have fun. What are these questions, dude? Transformers in
A
the
heat
Civil
hawk
War
would be kind of
What the
interesting
fuck?
in BattleTech. I wouldn't mind trying like a heat hawk sort of weapon.
No, I do not think about the Transformers being in the Civil War. What would they even change into? Trains? That's about it. It's like your only option.
Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers. Everyone is Astro Train. The furthest back you could really do Transformers is like the 1920s. Maybe the 1910s.
Do like the way they went with probably one of the only concepts I like from Revenge of the Fallen, where like it was ancient Egypt and they just said fuck it and they just threw us out and masquerading as gods.
Yeah. God, shit fucking... My right nostril will not quit. What the shit, dude?
Well, I hope your nostril doesn't quit. You gotta get air in there.
Yeah. My wife just passed me Benadryl. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
She's getting sick of listening to me. I'm sorry, babe.
I'm not sorry.
I'm doing my best.
No, it's just you don't look happy.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
Maybe it's something outside the window.
Alright, how many of these is in a dose? Let's see. 1 to 2 capsules. Well, shit, make up your mind, Benadryl. Which is it? Is it 1 or 2? Which one's a dose? Favorite World War II era vehicle? I don't know. I don't know why you'd pick the M3, but more power to you. The P47, I guess.
The jug.
Yeah, I like the jug.
That's a big chungus right there.
Yeah.
There's
Do I
a
like-
specific model of the MiG-3 that probably has to be my favorite just for how gonzo it is.
Do I like Star Wars?
Is that
I used to like
the
Star
British
Wars.
version of the
I like Star Wars before the
British
prequels.
version of the.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting you. This stream sponsored by Benadryl. Yeah.
Anyway, no, that wasn't British. That was Mikhoyan and Guverovich's first combat aircraft, and it had a variant that the Russians played with a bit. That they stripped all the weaponry out of it and replaced it with 20mm cannons, or 20.
I do like the FW-190. That's a pretty cool plane.
Like they were trying to recreate the Yak-1. Or the IL, was it the Stormovic?
Actually, the most batshit thing that the Russians ever did was trying to mount. I think it was only 2, but it might have been more. 20-something millimeter Shevat cannons. Or were they 20 even? I can't remember now. 20mm Shevat cannons in an I-16. You know, the
Craziest
little
rig.
plane.
Craziest rig I've ever seen. I don't know what model aircraft was, but I know it was Russian. And I know it had a bomb bay. Because they loaded the bomb bay up with like 100 and some odd PBSH-41 submachine guns. and they
Why
would
would you
fly
want
over
an
the target
aircraft
and
full
hit
of
the
pistol
trigger. All of them
caliber?
would go off at once for like,
Oh my god. Pistol caliber.
Before anyone had the ability to do the
I
I kind of love
Yeah.
that. Like, there's some Russian dude had big dreams but small calibers to work with.
Yeah.
You use what you got coming at.
Mini bullets.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's
You see, Ivan.
part of why I love Slav shit so much is because
Copious amounts of vodka and coke.
That plane
Yeah.
concept is the physical
love it.
embodiment of you see, Ivan.
Yep. Yeah, that's part of why I love Slav
When
shit
shoot
so
many
much.
bullet
It's
like
so
me,
insane.
size does not matter.
I mean, if you're flying low enough, it doesn't matter. Crop dust and Germans with lead at that point.
The Tu-2SH Fire Hedgehog, experimental ground assault vehicle.
I love the fact that they call it Fire Hedgehog. That's beautiful. Oh. That is a thing of
Oh my
wonder and beauty.
god. That's a thing of beauty. 88. It was 88 PPS 41.
That's a lot.
It's
That
like
is-
I don't know. It's like Ivan's Etch-a-Sketch right there.
Yeah.
Just erase
Pretty
everything.
much. Vladimir, what the shit?
It carried bombs too, so you know,
I mean, it's not a one-trick pony.
yeah. But if you want to shoot an aircraft with it, you got to pull into a dive. Pull into a climb, rather.
Or just pull over them.
Yeah.
The one, I think it was Navy or Marine, U.S. Navy or Marine pilot who is, to my knowledge, the only guy to ever get a literal BattleTech style death from above. Pulled up over Zero, dropped his landing gear, put his landing gear on the Zero's wings, and just shoved it into the sea. Because he was out of ammo. He's like, fuck it, we're doing this.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, my buddy wasted
One of my favorite things about Marines is how they
He literally got a got a melee combat kill.
Exactly, it's literally a BattleTech death from above in the air. It's beautiful.
That is the most Marine thing I've ever heard.
I was gonna
outside
say,
of
like,
pretty much anything Tiggy says.
the Marine Corps is just the embodiment of fucking send it.
Crazy energy.
Yeah, I have been a big admirer of theirs for quite a while. People make fun of them quite heavily, and rightfully so, but like those guys, they're something else.
Yeah.
I have no crayons and I must feed.
They're attempting to summon the ghost of Chesty Puller.
I love the,
Yes.
the idea that the Marines love the crayon memes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Marines tell those jokes themselves.
I was gonna say, you can't insult a Marine, they just adopt the insult. They don't get offended,
Yeah,
they
pretty
just
much.
laugh. They know how badass they are,
no,
and they
you
don't
can
they don't
get
feel
a
a need to
Marine
justify it
offended.
to
It's just
anybody.
the last thing you will ever do.
Just don't tell them that
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just part of the Navy.
It was the Germans in World War One that gave them the nickname Devil Dog.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, Teufelhunden is a pretty badass name.
Yeah. Most things in German, as long as the name is the word isn't 5 blocks long, they're pretty cool.
I mean, German is language where saying hello sounds like a death threat.
German is
Yeah,
interesting
pretty
language
fun,
because
my
they do compound nouns like nobody's business. They combine 4 to 5 words together to
Yeah.
create the ultimate Franken word. It is a fascinating language.
Yeah, the only
Oh my
people worse
God,
than them
Welsh.
with
That
are the
should-
Welsh.
That's just
Welsh is
torture.
a language made from dying men's nightmares.
Well, it's a dead language too. There's no new Welsh. Anything they come out that is just English in a Welsh accent.
Yeah, which is tragic.
Is it?
It's the way things happen.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't make it any less tragic.
Yard size game of Memoir 44. I mean, good luck with that, bro. I wish you the best of good fortunes in your endeavors. That sounds like pain.
I mean, I've considered seeing if I could get hexagonal pavers to try and make a gigantic yard BattleTech map, basically.
But why?
What kind of paper is that?
Because funny, that's why. Also because I don't have any lawn darts.
Those went away in the 80s.
Yeah. I wish I had some. They're kind of metal as fuck.
If you wanted to, do damage to your yard, you can always just grab one of those baits and did this 37 millimeter launcher.
True. I mean, I don't really have a yard. I don't so much have a yard as a wilderness.
Yeah, even better. You can keep the coyotes out. I almost bought one of those 37 millimeter grenade launchers once.
I've considered it.
I don't trust my chemical knowledge and my mixing capability, because you have to make your own ammo. I mean, you can buy it, but it's not really cost effective. You kind of have to roll your own. But you get to make them out of paper, like really big shotgun shells.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of fun you can have with experimenting with different levels.
Yeah.
I used to know a guy that had one of those, and he used to launch, those super balls.
No, not off the top of my head.
Well, they're about the size of, a little larger than a marble. We used to play with them a lot.
Yeah. I had one
and
of
you
those.
bounce them, and they're almost like flubber. They just keep bouncing all over the fucking place. And you just loaded it up into a paper charge and put it into their equivalent. He had an equivalent of a blooper. It was designed up the pattern off the N79. And you just see these super balls just go flying off into the sunset, like bouncing off walls and trees and shit. It was just a great time. You have nothing to do out in the boonies, out in the country. Yeah, you kind of have your own little defense department experimenting with stuff. I even used to make Lincoln loads. I mean, they were technically the penny is a little wider than the choke of the basic choke, and I was using a Maverick 88 at the time, but it was out of a low power charged shotgun. It was the one where Sellers and Belliot. It was one of those the rubber ball rounds.
Yeah, Sellers
Took
and
the rubber
Belliot.
ball out. Yeah, Sellers and Belliot. Whatever I call it. And I put in 11 pennies, and I shot. It was pretty good for taking down brush, but being a little wider than the choke, they all turned into these little not pyramids, but like little bulges. They look like mini balls.
Yeah, semi-spherical. Yeah, I've seen people take coins and pound them using sort of take a hammer, like a dueling hammer, and pound them over a ball bearing, using it almost as a mandrel, basically, like a spherical mandrel, and stacking them in shotgun shell. And what will happen is they will travel downrange as one solid mass till they strike something, and then they will just fly apart inside of it and dump all their kinetic energy. It's actually kind of sadistic and fucked.
Oh, finally have a chance to panel line something.
Or shoot batteries out of
Fighter
shotgun
mouse.
shells and stuff. Yeah, they've had some really sadistic stuff come.
Oh yeah.
There. I think one was like a captive bead. It was a captive bead that flew back when the charge was shot, and it was like a Brennicky slug, but it had spring-loaded pop-out Sabo like fins, and it would spiral.
Do I Terminator, RoboCop, Predator, Alien? That's like asking if a guy likes Oxygen, dude. Yeah, of course I like those. Oh, guy in the chat asking if I like Terminator, RoboCop, Predator, or Alien. Yes. I am a human.
Yeah, you gotta have to look really hard to find someone that doesn't like all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to look hard, but I mean, you're not gonna find them here. You just have to go to California.
Or Arizona, or wherever else they proliferate.
Yeah, don't remind me. Granted, they kind of proliferate everywhere nowadays.
It's like I'm tired of, I'm tired of living in the most taxed, it's such a taxed state that. What was it? It was like people making like $50,000-$60,000 that can't have they're like living out of their cars.
Yeah.
So let's go to Arizona or wherever, or Texas, and then demand the same shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then they vote for the same exact shit that created the situation they fled from. Idiots.
The hell? These parts do not line up. What the fuck? I'm gonna do what exactly? Oh, it doesn't work that way. You haven't designed it to work that way. There we go.
You want to take that one, Mage, or should I?
What?
Oh, someone just asked in your chat, do you think Battletech should have more transforming mechs?
No.
Yeah, no.
I would say that I think it's got too many already, but the sheer number of LAMs that I've designed, usually on behalf of Lucen, I kind of makes me a
I mean,
hypocrite.
people like them for the memes, which is fine-ish. What I do think Battletech could use more of, and I'm sure that Mage's going to disagree with me, is more like, how to put this? Mechs that don't transform, but pretend to be something else for limited time. Like, no, like the Magpie by
Like, what do you mean by
That
pretend
might
to be
not,
something
yeah,
else?
It's not a lamp. Well, the magpie can get so much air and travel so far that it's almost an air asset.
Nah, I don't like that.
Its air mobility is insane.
It has a lot of jump jets and
Wings.
partial wing.
Yeah, partial wings.
So
I
just
think the
get an
Battletech stuff
aerospace
like
fighter.
Well, except if you're not going for an aerospace fighter, you're going more for something that's just very, very.
It suffers from the same
aero-mobile
problem
that fights on the
that the LAM does, which is that it wants to do multiple things, but it ends up doing neither of them very well. And you'd be better off just having one or the other of the things that it's imitating.
I haven't played it because I haven't played table missions I've done in Mac Factory. The Magpie does really well.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people use my Crawdad, and I mean, it's one of those things where it's really niche, but it does really well on specific, maps where it can flex that terrain advantage since it's a swimmer.
It's like a really small act guy. Mage is just going on a wild tear about how Battletech and Gundam don't have anything that go together, and here I am pulling it out of my ass.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can sometimes have concepts in common. It's just that they're not playing at the same power level.
I much prefer when things are just what they are, instead of trying to incorporate things from other stuff. It's like, I like you the way you are, please. It'd be like if Mrs. Mage started wearing heavy makeup. It's like, you were fine already. Like, I liked you that way. Why are you trying to fix yourself? There's nothing wrong with you.
That sounds like an overture for roleplay.
Okay. I do not have a response for that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. What do you think of aquatic mech? I mean, that makes sense, given the limitations of undersea craft. But most mechs are underwater mechs anyway. The weapons don't work as well.
Yeah.
So strap some torpedoes
Yeah, they don't move as
onto
well.
a battle mech and toss it under the water. I mean, sure, why not? Because like combat submarines are actually really difficult and expensive to build. So a mech that you repurpose with a torpedo launcher is not a crazy idea.
Mm-hmm. There's also UMUs you can give it if you're building one from the ground up for the job.
And anything is better than the sea bass.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I remember that we made a whole thing about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did when I created the Crawdad. Is I made a battle mech. It's like a groundwater coastal defense, you know, that sort of a thing, sort of scout / harasser.
Like jump up in your face and throw rockets.
Yeah, jump up in your face,
Just
alpha
typical of
strike
your
with
build.
everything, and run away.
There we go. That panel lining looks very nice. We're getting somewhere
Can't
now,
tell,
bitches.
Sean loves himself some cicadas.
Oh,
He's probably the only cicada lover I really know.
You can do cool stuff with the cicada. If a cicada is all you've got, you can make it work.
In love with cicadas.
The biggest problem with the cicada is that by the time you make a cicada good, you could have just gotten a better mech to start with. But if you have a cicada and already, then like you can make it good. And you cannot just make it good; you can make it
and I feel like
crazy.
the part of the brain, dangerous.
And if you use it for its intended job, it's excellent. A lot of the problems people end up having with the cicada is that they try to use it for medium mech things. It's not what it's for. It's a light mech killer.
Don't run it up. Yeah, it's a hunter killer. It's those it's the mech equivalent of those robo squid things from the Matrix. They search and destroy.
It's like when
It does not
people
pick
try
on
to
mechs
use,
its own size. That it is a bully. And then when it runs into trouble, it goes
Or if it does
running
pick
and
on
crying
mechs
off
its
to
own
mama.
size, alpha strikes.
You have to use it like a bully. All right, it acts big and tough and when it's picking on things that are smaller than it, and then if it encounters anything that it has trouble with, it runs and cries to the bigger mechs, to its big brothers, and then they come in and deal with the problem.
Cicada also kind of appeals to the part of the human brain, or at least the male human brain, that really loves taking shitty cars and hot rodding them.
Yeah. There is
Because
definitely an appeal to
You
that.
can cram an apocalyptic. Yeah, you can cram an apocalyptic amount of hardware into one of those things without really sacrificing too much.
it's like when I made the
Yeah, you can make a cicada into an insane glass cannon if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's fun.
You can do similar stuff with a flea. Not to the same extent, obviously, but you can turn a flea into a scary thing. But again, the question becomes,
Flea is
why?
one of Riley's favorites.
I mean, because funny.
I'm impressed by that one flea that comes standing with a large laser. The same with that. Was it the 2B variant of the Commando? In fact, I wrote one of those into a short story with Sullivan one.
Ah, Jesus. Yes, allergies. Thanks for noticing. Rather intensive. Only in my right nostril, it seems, but I'll get like a stinging, burning sensation. Like that kind of pre-sneeze sort of sensation. And then I'll blow my nose and it'll shoot out a jet of ooze and then feel fine. So
Lovely.
yeah, it's just in that one nostril. I don't know what the fuck's going on with it, but something is bugging the shit out of that nostril, and those glands are just working overtime right now.
That's where the party is.
Finally starting to get somewhere here. Yeah, that's where we're at so far with the chest unit. We're getting some of the armor plating on. So it looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it so far. What would a tankette as a mech look like? Are you familiar with the concept of a light mech?
I think a tankette is still probably smaller than that.
Battle armor? Proto mech?
like a
I don't
heavy
know.
battle armor.
Fucking.
Well, protomechs and heavy battle armor are basically the same damn thing. It's just
Just
buggery.
executed a bit different.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're in the same weight class, though. So, yeah, about that, I would say.
Yes, Matt, I am indeed building the Barbatos. Thoughts on Iron-Blooded Orphans? I really love the first season, and the second season is dog shit. It basically is like, yeah, you liked all the stuff that we did in season 1? Fuck you. It just undoes all of it, and it's like, alright, well, fuck off, I guess. It's like, yes, but it's actually more realistic this way. And it's like, I didn't come to you for realism, bitch. I came to you for a story. I was having a good time. Why you gotta be like this? You fucking Ryan Johnson? Subvert my expectations?
No, I don't think you have a chair by the bed.
see here. Peg. Does not want to peg. There we go. Have you pegged as an absolute
Great.
fucking loser. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. There, the chest unit is finished. Ta-da! That only took me, what, 2.5 hours? I like parts of Season 2 of Iron-Blooded Orphans, but it was so clearly trying to deconstruct what it did in Season 1. It just came across as pretentious. It's like, yes, well, what if I took the thing you liked and shit on it? What then? Would you still like me if I reversed everything? I was like, dude, no. No, I would not. I'm gonna think that you're a piece of shit. Because you're a piece of shit. They also, so, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it, but like, you know, get the one chick there who gets shot, right? And that's basically like the beginning of the end. It starts their downward spiral. They do that thing where there's like a fake out, they're gonna give her a happy ending thing, and then it just cuts to that thing of her getting shot out of nowhere just to like fuck with you a little bit. And like it hits hard when it's her, right? Because it comes out of nowhere.
Rocks fall.
Absolute, like it hits you in the stomach because you don't see it coming. It's like, oh fuck. And like it doesn't completely come out of nowhere. There's build up, but you don't expect that that the guys would go to that length until they do, and it's too late. So that happens, and the way the scene is framed and set up and everything like that, like it's very well done. And then they copy that scene beat for beat later on with Orga. And it's like, you can see it coming from a mile away that time because you're so shaken up by the first time. And it's like, yeah, you're not getting me this time, guys. I know what you're doing. And then they did it. And it's like, alright. I felt like the grandfather in The Princess Bride. Yes, yes, you're very smart. Now shut up. '80s metal album quality? I wouldn't know. I would dispute that because they're actually good, unlike metal albums, but this is the reason that Razor and I will never be friends.
Why? 'Cause he's a metalhead?
Well, more, yeah, well, he is, and I despise metal. I think metal is absolute dog water. I don't even consider it music.
I can't
It's just noise.
help you there, man. And granted, I question Razorfist's taste in metal routinely, but still.
I question his taste in a lot of things. I never got the appeal of Ninja Turtles. People love Ninja
Maybe
Turtles.
He doesn't care for Transformers.
What?
He doesn't care for Transformers.
Yeah, well, it's just he didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
Which I
I
understand.
mean, to be honest, I don't understand the appeal of either. That's probably what it comes down to, is what you grew up with.
Yeah. Though Transformers
Well,
is
I'm not- you know, I'm not-
objectively
it's not-
really
I'm not
fucking
making an
cool.
Indictment.
Oh, yeah.
It's just kind of odd.
But like, I grew up around Ninja Turtles. I just thought it was dumb. Then again, I also thought superheroes were really stupid when I was a kid.
I by and large still think that.
Yeah, I was never a fan of cape shit.
Yeah, same. Vigilante stories, different story altogether with me. I love
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit, but
Cue Green Hornet in 5, 4.
I mean, I'm not even Green Hornet. I like
No, that's
It's not
for
fucked up
for
enough.
me. Like,
that's for me.
I fucking love Green Hornet.
Yeah.
The Green Hornet's not really a superhero.
Yeah, from what I've heard, although I don't know enough about him either way.
He doesn't have any powers. He doesn't even, in his original incarnation, he doesn't even really have
Well, I mean, to be fair,
gadgets.
there's
He just
plenty of
has a really
superheroes
cool
that don't.
car. Like, that's the closest he has to a superpower. The rest of it is all mind games and detective
I mean,
work.
I mean, to be fair, there are other air quotes superheroes who are like that.
Yeah. He's even less
like
of a
the
superhero
question.
than the Shadow
Any other
is.
questions?
It's like the Shadow, even in the pulps, is implied to
I always
have
found the Punisher amusing.
near superhuman strength. Like, not quite superhuman, but remarkable strength.
Hmm. I like it when a character's closest thing to a superpower is that they are just inhumanly pissed off.
Yeah.
Either of you two ever seen Mystery Men?
No.
No, I haven't heard of it actually.
You both really need to. It's a really funny deconstruction of the superhero genre.
Hmm.
But
Well,
Oswald, I heard that
maybe
the
I'll
boys
stream
did
that
that
one
first.
Do what?
But Oswald, I heard that the boys did that first. Silence. Dead silence.
Well, I think he missed your statement.
Oh.
Yeah, what was that?
I heard that the boys did that first, deconstructing superheroes. It was the first time ever that happened. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, that's about what I expected.
Mystery Men, I think, came out in '97 and was powers. It's just that they're not really all that great, and they're trying to. It's more like a club to these guys, and they want to go out and do the whole fighting crime thing. But
I'm trying to think
they're
of
really all that great.
that show in the 80s that deconstructed superheroes. What was it? America's Greatest Hero?
Oh yeah, the Greatest American Hero.
Yeah. Believe
What was the
it
star
or
I forgot
not,
to like
I'm
use
walking on air. Yeah, that show. Because like the main thrust of that is that it's a guy who got
That
superpowers.
shit was older than me.
Got hold of like a super suit and has no idea how to use the fucking thing. My parents told me about that one. Kick-ass theme song.
Oh yeah, it's classic.
Legit played on the radio randomly for me one day. I was like, what song is that? And like I asked Shazam, the app on my phone, to identify it, and it couldn't tell me. I was like, whoa, hold the fucking phone, what's going on? And the guy I was working with, he's like, oh, you don't know that? That's the theme song from The Greatest American Hero. And I was like, the what? And so then he explained to me what the show was.
I used to watch it when I was really young, but I don't really remember anything about it. Other than it was the Cinema Snobs theme song for the longest time.
Oh. Is that really how that piece goes in? That's it, huh? Alright.
I mean, to be honest, I don't mind superhuman character stuff. I just don't like heroes.
See, I'm...
Too unrealistic for you?
I actually consider them to set dangerous moralistic precedents and be generally insufferable.
Yeah, you've been watching The Boys.
No, actually, I haven't. I can't actually stand that.
Neither can I.
I've just always had that opinion. The closest thing to a superhero story that I really like is an anime called Darker Than Black, in which all the people with superpowers, what comes with it is sociopathic tendencies, and they all become contract killers for shady government and extra government organizations. And
That sounds
it's more of a
exceptionally cringe.
superhuman spy thriller. I mean, it's cringe at times, and at other times it's fucking badass.
I mean, it's anime. All anime has.
It's a spy thriller with superhuman killers
Sounds like Spriggan.
who feel an unstoppable impulse after they use their powers, and it depends on it changes from individual to individual. Like one guy impulsively has to smoke a cigarette. There's another guy who had to break a finger. All sorts of crazy bullshit. And they're all called contractors because they have some sort of mysterious contract that the price of using their powers is that impulse that comes over them. And it's always something they hate doing.
Yeah.
Which is
Can
also
I
cool
give a
because
hot
they
take
have
here? I hate
sure.
genre deconstruction. Just as a general rule. So it's
genre
typically it comes across
I
as
think genre
somebody who comes
deconstruction
along to
is a side
something
effect.
from outside, something that they're not a part of like the fandom for, and they're like, hey guys, this thing that you like that I just found out about 5 minutes ago is actually really stupid, and here's why.
You cut out, so I couldn't hear most of that. You cut out for most of that, Mage.
That's fine.
I think genre deconstruction is oftentimes a side effect of sort of morally bankrupt entertainment entities running a genre into the ground till people are sick of it. I think that's what causes a lot of deconstructions.
Some of them, yeah, but a lot of it just
That's
comes from
pretty much
people who
what-
already don't like a thing and say, I'm gonna go and talk to these people who like the thing about how the thing they like is stupid.
It's kind of like parody, right? Like, for parodies to be good, they have to be made by someone who loves what they're parodying.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just comes across as asshole-ish.
Exactly.
That's what Mystery Men is.
Yeah, there have been deconstructions made by people who love the base material they're deconstructing and just kind of want to pick at its
I don't know, because like parody and deconstruction are different. Parody is taking some of the recognizable tropes and just laughing about some of them while also still enjoying it. Deconstruction is trying to convince you of something. Like, the thing is not good, actually, and we shouldn't be enjoying it.
No, not always.
That's how I feel about movies like
No,
Unforgiven.
not always. Again, that
And like Unforgiven is made by guys who made tons of really good westerns. But it comes across almost like an apology, because it's like, actually, violence in the Old West is bad. It's like, yeah, great. Any other incredibly deep insights you got for me while we're at it there?
Old film, that's all it was.
I don't like Unforgiven very much.
Definitely is not all deconstructions. It's just most of them, unfortunately.
That's my experience with them, by and large, is that most of them are like that. It's like, the thing you like is bad, actually, and it's like, could you sound any more pretentious?
Straight. Yeah.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I would much rather just have another example of a genre as opposed to somebody trying to fix it. It's one of the things, like, it pissed me off in a lot of the Green Hornet comics I've read, especially the ones from Dynamite, because it's like the writer trying to fix the Green Hornet. Be like, actually, his strategy is really dumb, and I don't like him. No, I haven't listened to a single episode of his radio show, why do you ask? I'm going to fix the Green Hornet and make him not stupid. It's like, he wasn't stupid before, now you've just ruined it. Good job, dipshit. Like the example I'll point to is like the Green Hornet versus the Spirit, which isn't even the Spirit, like the character, it's just his former chauffeur who has taken over his job because he's actually dead this time. Because he's black and we have to have a black guy take over. So anyway, he instantly finds the Green Hornet's lair and secret identity by doing the typical, well, you're never in the same place with the guy with this guy, and your place is like right next to his house, so obviously. It's like, no, that's not how that works. You haven't listened to the radio show or watched the TV show or anything.
Nope, it's just another.
And it's like, you read that and you're like, oh, you don't even like heroes, like vigilante heroes with secret identities. You just hate secret identities in general. Because this random schmo was able to just come along and be like, yeah, I figured out who you were within 5 minutes. And it was actually incredibly obvious when you think about it. It's like the people are like, well, Clark Kent hides behind glasses, and like obviously people will be able to see through that. And I was like, shut up. Nobody gives a shit, you pretentious fuckwit. Alright, now we're gonna put that V-fin on.
Constructing an original character or something, because that really is the epitome of being a dickhead.
That's like when they start, regendering or re-racing the character into something completely different.
like there are ways to respectfully deconstruct and mess with like a genre or a trope or something like that. But once you get into the territory of rewriting existing characters or settings or lore, you're just being a fucking cringe lord at that point.
It insists upon itself. Peter, what does that even mean? Yeah, that's my 2 cents on deconstruction. Most people don't... It's done so poorly so much of the time that I would rather just not have it at all. I know there's good examples, but I would rather just give it up entirely so that we don't get the bad ones as often.
I'm not generally one for throwing babies out with bathwater, but after the last several years, I can understand the sentiment more than I would have been able to.
If the baby wasn't all that great to begin with, like, I'm fine with it. That's going to be taken out of context. But this metaphorical baby with this metaphorical bathwater, if the baby is still largely comprised of bathwater and not much else, yeah, chuck the baby out.
That's one fucked up baby.
It is, exactly, and that's the point.
Like, yeah, that sounds like a transporter accident.
Yeah. Oh, that is a beautiful head sculpt, though. Let's put that on the... Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, that's gorgeous. And let's hit this little seam here. Most of that will rub off, but a little bit of it will stick. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, that is sick. This right here is why I like the Barbatos so much. Let me turn off the lamp so you can actually get a decent look at it. That shit right there, that looks so cool. It's about as good as it gets. Do you like 2001 Skirk? I don't know what Skirk is, but okay. No, I don't. I assume he's talking about Shrek because Shrek is like a deconstruction of fairy tales.
Yeah, it's like 50% parody. Well,
yeah, I don't consider Shrek deconstruction. Shrek is parody.
Parody or deconstruction. I'm not sure what territory that's in.
That's parody.
Yeah.
It's done purely for the sense of a joke. Deconstruction is trying to be a serious story where it's taking the thing that you like and showing you how bad it is with a serious look. Yet the goal being to make you stop liking the thing. So
I mean, to be fair,
that is not what Shrek is. Shrek is just making a comedy movie out of fantasy characters.
I mean, the first 3 Shrek movies are the good ones.
I enjoyed the first Shrek movie to an extent. Like, it's fine. It's not my favorite thing, but like it's all right. Alright, next up is the arms, and I think I will save that for tomorrow because I now have Benadryl in my system. And I've been streaming for a little while now. But I'll go ahead and hop off here. But thanks to everyone for joining in. It was good just chilling and hanging out. I was having a good time. I don't know about you guys. We made some decent headway here.
Yeah.
It's decently fun bullshitting with you.
So
Working on some Transformer stuff.
nice.
I was working on some BattleTech stuff.
Yeah. Oh, while you're working on Transformers stuff, Oswald, work on a character for the RPG. I've still only got a character
yeah, I
sheet from
remember that.
Lucian.
I
I
gotta
need
find
I need every I need more
character
I need
sheet.
players, dude. We're gonna do this shit. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. That's not my brand. Yeah.